Everyone, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so today I wanted to do another Vue.js streams. I've been missing Vue.js a little bit while I did so many Django streams. So I'm gonna go and try out Pinia. So I've been reading the Pinia docs and it actually looks really cool. It's basically, I want to say, an upgraded version of Vuex, but hopefully that the changes in Pina will get merged into Vuex at some point as well. So yeah, basically I'm going to be taking one of the apps I built in the past, this quiz app that I built in Vue3, and just switching it over to use Pinia for state management and seeing how that works. And then maybe if I really like Pina, I might switch over some of my other apps as well. But I do think Pina has a lot of good ideas and some things that I've been wanting to do. First of all, let me see what repo this is. Git remote-v. Oh, I don't think I ever made a repo for this Vue3 app that I streamed before. Okay, so I'll have to create a repo for it toward the end of the stream today. But first, a little bit about Pina, if you haven't read about it. Here are the docs. The docs are separate from the GitHub repo. And basically, you know, it goes over what Pina is, an experiment to redesign what the Vuex store could look like. And in the section called Why Pina in the docs, it goes over, let's see, it gives you some examples, and let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, so here it is, this section. This is a comparison with Vuex, and basically, and these are some of the things that I've been waiting for, and they've been kind of discussing in the background in the Vue community. So mutations no longer exist. So right now in Vuex, you have to call an action that calls a mutation that updates the Vuex store. And now you don't need the mutations, because before, you know, you could have async actions and synchronous mutations to update the store. And now they just completely did away with mutations, which is awesome. So it simplified things, and you can update the store from inside of actions. There are a couple other interesting parts. So right now we do modules. If we want to break up our store, we break it up into modules and kind of import them into the parent store, into our main store. But now you just create a separate store for each different part of the state of your application, and you can compose them as you want. Another cool thing is, where is it? Oh yeah, you know how in your components sometimes you're doing, well, let me get into a file. Okay, let me just do a test. So sometimes in your components you're doing like, I can't even remember what it is. Maybe, oh yeah, it's this dot store dot getters dot, you know, whatever, for actions, for mutations, for anything you want to call. You have all these randomly injected pieces of state on this context in your component. So it's using dependency injection. That's kind of like a magic injection that you have to know about. But now you have to implicitly import the functions that you want to use. It's not just injected onto your this context, which I really like that. Dynamically, yeah, so I think these are a lot of good changes. And you can see it's kind of an intuitive, lightweight API. That's what it professes to be as well. You just have define store. You define your state, which store it is, getters, and actions. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to test this out. And basically, here's the getting started. And I can just install Pina. You can also install it for, Vue3 as well. It works with Vue3 if you use the special composition library add-on. But this app is already Vue3, so I'm just going to use it. Yeah, the npm install Pinia next. Okay, let's stop that. All right, clear, and I'll just run my server again. Now I need to switch over Vuex to Pina. So I do it the same way. Create a Pina, the root store, and pass it to app. So I can do import create Pina from Pina and app.use create Pina. Okay, so let's just start here. Here right now I'm using my Vuex store, so I'm going to slowly switch that over. I'm going to do create Pina. And actually, I think the create Pina is also what you nest the store in. So, oh, that's for Vue2. Let me look at defining a store. Oh yeah, here it is. So, oh, I have to define the store. And then I believe I pass it into create Pina. I'm not sure. Let's see. So it seems like the create Pina API here is only for this main.js file. It's not what I actually use. I use a different API in my store. So yeah, let me try this out. So I'll do app.use and then create Pina as a function. Did I break anything? Nope. Okay. And now I need define store inside of my store. So let me see. The scary sneezing on a stream. Yeah. I try not to do it. It is scary. Define store. Okay, so I'm just going to move these things over. Of course, I won't have mutations yet. Actually, I didn't have much in this app anyway, but I do have state, and let's start there. So let me get rid of create store, and now I have use store equals define store. So I have the define store API from Pina, and I'm going to call this, I guess, cards. Will just be the card store. And then I need to add my state, and I believe this is a function. Let me see. Using the store. We're defining a store because the store won't be created until useStore is called inside of setup. Okay. So basically, okay, so this is with the composition API. This is the new function that we get in our components, the setup function. So basically we interact, oh, that's interesting. We interact with the Pina store inside of the setup function in the composition API. Okay. But I'm going to skip real quick to state and see. Yeah, state is a function that returns an object. So this is the same as it would be inside of components. So I use the shorthand and then return an object, and then yeah, I can put any state property inside of that. So I'll move my decks over there. Okay, that looks good. Use store could be anything. Yep. All right, and now I don't need this anymore. Okay, now I have my store in here. So I have some components that are using this store. Let's see. Deck card. I think I'm passing in deck as a prop here. So the component that's actually hooked up to the store is deck and decks, these two components. Yeah, I'm using that injection here, this.store.state.decks. So let me update the decks component first and see how that works. Probably have errors. Oh no, I don't. Okay, that's good. Oh, right. I have to import my store properly. Okay, so I defined state, and now I can access the state inside my components and interact with state. Usage. Oh, you can also use it with the options API. Okay. Helper 2. Maybe I'll start with this then, because that's what I'm using in the rest of the application. So getters, mutating the state, replacing the state. They also have some Nuxt docs that I looked at earlier, so it works well with Nuxt as well. So, okay, I think, yeah, it seems like I don't pass anything into the create Pina. That's what I'm wondering about right now. If there should be some kind of setup. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem like there's a setup. It seems like there's just create Pina, and then I can use it inside of applications. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Using the store. Let me look at state. Accessing the state. Yeah, so let me start doing this. Let me actually import my store. So I need to import it into components now to use it. So, hey Ernesto, how are you? Let's see. I'm doing Pina, by the way. It's a interesting upgrade, or some interesting upgrades to Vuex. Alright, I am doing well. My allergies are quite bad right now, but I did order allergy medicine, but it's not here yet. Let me see. Oh yeah, I need to import my store. So my store is actually, let's go here, this use store function. It's the same, oh, that's a named, okay. So I need, it's not a default export, so I need to pull it out. So use store from, let's see, at store slash, where is that? Oh yeah, there is no slash because it's just in the index.js file. Okay, so I think that's good. And then I'll want to either put these inside of a setup function, or what I'm going to do right now, since I'm kind of already using the options API, I'm just going to use the computed function here. So, or the computed object. So let me add a computed object below data and do it like this. So computed. And then this is similar to what we would do with Vuex anyway. We had all these map state to component function and map getters, all of that stuff. So I do the same thing. I spread those, pass in use store, and then the state that I want off the store. So I'm going to do that. I also need to import map state from Pina to be able to use it. So let me do that at the top, and then I think it's called Dex. Yeah, it's called Dex. I have an array of objects. Oh, thanks, Mbu Caleb. Thank you. Yeah, which videos or tutorials did you like? Oh, the Twitch streams, they don't save them after 2 months. But I do have most of them downloaded. So I'm thinking about posting them to my YouTube channel. But I just need to edit them a little bit. I've posted a lot of them to my YouTube channel. I cut out some of the dead spots and any waiting screens, so it's a little bit faster. But yeah, 2 months is the longest that Twitch will keep streams. Okay, so I'm mapping the Dex state to the component, so I no longer need this, actually. So I should just have access to this .dex now, here. And that would be available in my component to loop through. And then, of course, I can pass in deck as a prop to my deck card component. Okay, let me see if this works. Okay, it does seem to be looping through and displaying. This doesn't work, this individual deck screen. It's not working because it is still, I think it's still trying to get, yeah, still trying to get things from Vuex. So I have to fix that. So I need to do the same thing in this component then, as I did here. Basically map state, and let's see. Yeah, because I'm looking through all the decks in state. I could actually create a getter for this to get an individual deck off of state instead of pulling in all the decks. Maybe that would be good. Let me see. I'm guessing getter is a function as well. In my state, it could be something like getters. I'm not sure about this. Let me check. Okay. By the way, Pina gives you a working example already on Code Sandbox. Oh, you think getters is an object? Yeah, I guess it was always an object otherwise. Yeah, it is an object. You're right. It's an object of functions, so. Okay, and now I have my getter functions. And let's do like a get deck by ID. Oh no, I guess we're just using the index as the ID. That's fine. So index, let's just say ID. In the future, it should be ID. Okay, so get deck by ID, and then, okay, and then we can interact with state just by this. Okay, by using this. Let's see. Hey Jared, how are you? I'm trying out Pina, the Vue3 changes. I'm really liking Pina, so I'm hoping these changes. I think some of them definitely will get merged into Vuex. Thanks for the sub again. Let's see. Get deck by ID, and then I'm going to return. So I actually need to do a find. Or no, I don't even need to. Actually, this is actually the index. So let me change this to index for right now, so it's not confusing. Okay, return this dot dex, and then looking at the index, yeah, that will return a single deck. Okay. So get deck by index, yeah. So now how do I use getters? Accessing other stores. Oh, inside of a getter, how do you get other getters? And then here's the usage within the setup function. So with the composition API, use store, and then you can just access it on the store. Inside computed, so I have map state. Okay, so it seems like just using map state. There's no more map getters, map other things. It seems like I just have map state now. You could also write your own function that gets access to the store. So I could write a custom getter inside the component, or I can just use my getter. So you can use the same map state function as the previous section of state to map getters. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Should be called go to the store. What do you mean? You mean use store should be go to the store? All right, so, okay, I need this in the deck.view actually. So here, yeah, let me start by, I need map state again, so let me move that over. Map state, and then I'm gonna need use store, which is my own store function that I'm importing. Okay, and then let's see, I need to get access to that deck. So, and actually I do think I want to rename it, because I can call it deck. Let's see. Yeah, let me see if this works. So I can do, wait, I need computed here. So let me do computed. And then I need to do map state. And then here I need to pass in use store first. So the store that I created. And then I can do, I want to rename it deck because I'm just returning, where is it? I'm just returning a single deck here. So let's see if I can do that. Get deck by index, but I want to, at the same time, I want to call this function and pass it the index. Oh, here I'm just importing it, so I have to call it somewhere else. That's right. Okay. So let me just do this as an array then. Get deck by index. Okay. So I have this get deck by index function, and my router, I'm getting the deck ID that I need from my router, which is actually the index. And then I'm getting this dot deck, which now I can find by calling my getter function and passing in deck ID. Oh yeah, it has to be this because I have it on the this context. because I'm mapping it to my component state. Okay, so I have this dot get deck by index, passing in the deck ID. Let me just rename this deck index. Index. Okay. So I think everything else should work correctly. Oh, I have some cards there. So I'm setting deck. Yeah, let me see. Still broken, but let me make sure the other things are working. Okay, so I'm at the home page. There's decks. Let me go into a deck and let me see what's broken. Give me 1 second. Hey. Yeah, I think you're right, Seeker. It would be better to make a computed property. Probably inside the component here instead of a getter on Vuex. But I think, well, let me try to debug what's going on first and why this isn't working. I should be getting some kind of an error. This dot get deck by index is not a function. Yep, I'm still getting that error. Use store, so it doesn't like that. Get that by index. Map state. If you want, you have to return a function in the getter. Oh, okay. You're saying that I should return a function here. That's different than how I do getters in Vuex. Let me look at the docs. Let me get out of that. Alright, so, oh, these aren't the docs. This is the docs. Okay, getters. So let me go. Yeah, it's not, this isn't returning a function. This is just this dot counter. Pinia seems to, yeah, they just use map state, that's it. And let me look. Store.doubleCount. Oh, you're saying because it takes, because I'm taking yeah, I'm taking a parameter here. So if I want that, so this is why I would need a function. Okay, I get it. So in order to pass in index, I would need to make a function here, which should return this. Yeah, because otherwise I just use the getter as if it's just a property of state. But now I can call it because I'm returning a function. Okay. Thank you. That was helpful. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. There's no error. So, yay, now it's working. I don't know if you can see, but the card numbers update and it's working. All right. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, so that's with the getter here. And then, like you said, probably the better thing to do, I mean, this is a small application, so there's no real need for me to have a getter for that, but like it says, I could also do a custom function just inside the component that would do something like this, and you know, that would eliminate, I think that would eliminate the need for the whole mounted and everything. So let me do that real quick too. I'm just keeping my old code so I can push it later in case anyone wants to see it. Map state. Yeah, let me try this. Use store, so I don't need this, but let's say I want to get deck. So I have store dot let's say yeah, decks, and then I need the index though, so I'd still need the route param, which I should have access to inside of computed here. So let's see if that works. Oh, it seems to still be working. Yeah, that's much cleaner. Okay. And then back at decks. Let me see, what time is it? So let me try to do an action mutation kind of thing. So I don't know if I want to add a new deck. Let's see, what are the properties of decks? It's just name and description. So I could really quickly try to add a new deck. I'm trying to see if I was using a component library, because usually I do, but it seems like I'm just using regular HTML here. So let me go to decks, and I think I could do like maybe a button down here. Oh, I guess I'm using some kind of bootstrap or something. But let me do a button, add deck. I guess I could just go ahead and put the form down here for right now. Okay, so if I did, let's say, is this set up on my computer? Yes, okay. So I have another div of ID of row. And then let's see this. 1 second. Okay. I have like 15, maybe 10 more minutes. So I have, let's do create deck. So this is a form to create the deck, and then I need 2 inputs here. So if I have an input and another input, and one of them is, let's see, vModel. I'll have to make a variable to model it to, but it's going to be, hey from Germany, how are you? Let's see, vModel will have to be, yeah, I only have name and description, right? So I have name, and then description, and then I need to create these. So let's say name is an empty string and description is also an empty string. Okay, and now I need, I don't know why that keeps coming up. I need some kind of click handler. So when I click on the create deck button, I need to call a function. Let's just call it create deck. And create deck will call an action that I haven't created yet, but let me create that method. So methods, I need a create deck method, create deck, and this will call some kind of an action and pass it the name and description to create a new deck. So let me figure out how to write an action. Oh, this is my form right now. That's great. let me look up bootstrap styling. That's pretty grievous. All right. Yeah, I just need the docs and figure out what input classes I can use to make it look more like this. Do I hold some crypto? I'm not gonna comment on that. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about where cryptos are going though. You know, beyond all the speculation as well. Okay, let's see if just adding a form control class works. Yeah, that looks a bit better. You know, I could make it even better. Let's see what that does. Put it inside of a card and then put some padding. Okay, and then just a few more classes. I'm going to give some margin bottom to all of these to give them some spacing. Yeah, I think that's acceptable anyway. Well, let me give some margin top of 5 to give this some spacing. Yeah, so here's the create deck thing. Okay, so I have the create deck function that needs to call an action, so let me go ahead and do that. Let me create actions in my store and append deck, I guess. And now I'm guessing because from actions I don't need mutations anymore, whether it's sync or async, so I think I can just do this dot dex dot append, and then I'd have to pass in the deck and then append deck. Oh, you just noticed the screen? Oh, Brave. Yeah, that's just the default screen in the Brave browser. Yeah, I don't really use the Brave token or whatever, but this browser has its own token and stuff. Let's see, append. Oh wait, in JavaScript this is push. Okay, so I can push a deck. I wonder if it's the same thing? No, because actions you expect to call an action. But I'm not sure if this is the same, if I can use this as the first parameter here. Let me actually look and see in actions. Okay, this dot counter. Does it have one where you're passing something into the action? Yeah, so you can do sync or async actions, and you can pass in preferences here. So fetch user preferences. Yeah, so I'm guessing just when you call it, you'll be able to call it and pass in whatever argument you want. Okay, so I'm just going to try that and pass in a deck. So wait, do I map actions to component? Yeah, there is a map actions. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. Oh yeah, I do need that component. That's the one I'm using. Okay, so I need to get map actions from Pinia. So map actions. Okay, map actions. And now I need to, oh, I guess I need to destructure map actions. Or this is how you do it in Vuex anyway. So yeah, map actions, you pass in use store and then the action name. So I have use store for my store, and then I pass in the name of the action, which is append deck in this case. Okay, and then here I can do, first let me create my deck with the temporary variables that I have on state. So I'll do name is this dot name, and then description is this dot description. All right, and then I think here I can do, oh yeah, I can just call my append deck action from my store, pass in deck, and this should work. Let me try this. Okay, create deck. Yay, it worked. Sweet. So that's basically how actions work. And then I could just, CRUD operations would basically be the same thing. I would be calling another action to delete a deck or update a deck or whatever, but pretty much the same thing. So yeah, what do you think? Does anyone have an opinion about Pinia? Especially if you've used Vuex before, what do you think about it? While we talk about that, I am going to export default. Oh, I have to do one piece of cleanup real quick. This, I don't need to import the store anymore because I'm not using Vuex. So just get rid of Vuex completely. All right, and now I'm going to, oh yeah, I have no remote, so that's what I need to do. I need to create a new repo, new repository, Vue3 Pinia, let's see, cards app. All right, create repository. Oh, Jared, this is basically all those updates that we were waiting for in Vuex. Pina has those updates, like no more mutations. So you just call actions, which update the store, and you can have sync or async actions. Also, you can see here that I have to explicitly import my store into components. There's no more this.store.state.whatever injected into my component scope. Also, stores are flat. There's no more modules. So you can compose stores, like pass one store into another, but yeah, you'd have a different user store, a different card store, all the different stores, and then you can share data through composition, which I like that method. There's actually a React library called Zustand, because I use React at work sometimes, so we use that library, which is very similar with the composition method, which makes it way, way, way simpler than Redux and other libraries. Okay. Oh wait, I just created a new repository. Wait, go back. Okay, now I have my repository. Let me copy the link, get remote, add origin. Okay, And now I can do get remote -v. I have my origin in there. And now get, I'm just going to add, because I already have a get ignore, so I'm going to just hope get commit -m. Let's see. First commit with Pina. Anything that requires the composition API. It doesn't require the composition API. In fact, I'm not using the composition API with Pina. I'm just using computed and methods like map actions, map state. So it lets you do either one basically. It's still really lightweight and it gives you the option. Get push -u origin master. Also, if you go deeper into Pina, there are ways of listening to Pina store state changes, like subscribe. Okay. So it would, that's interesting. I'll have to see, because anyway, it does automatically watch for changes if you're listening for that part of the store. By the way, here's the app that I just pushed. So, oh, it's not present in documentation. Maybe it's an experimental feature. Oh, hey, Jeff Corbett. I have a lot of relatives named Corbett. I landed here because of your book. My first time watching a live coding session. Cool. Well, welcome. Thank you. I'm going to try to stream. I have a meeting here coming up pretty soon, but I'm going to try to do another stream probably on Django on Friday, and then some more Vue.js streams next week. So thank you for coming. I really enjoyed the interaction, and thanks for all your help and suggestions with the store. Let me know your thoughts about Pina. If you want to join my Discord, then we can chat about Pina. I'll be on there later. Here's the docs again, if you want to take a look at the docs. I think it's really awesome, but I'm open to your opinions as well. So yeah, thanks for joining and have a great day.